The cloud. Getting organized in the Google era. This book is what has inspired this talk, and I thought I would present these ideas to you. Does everyone here know, or have a reasonable idea of what the cloud is that we all hear about these days? Can you see a raise of hands? Okay, some do. During this talk, I'm going to describe to you what is the cloud, why is it important, how can it be used, and perhaps most importantly, how can you all take advantage of it? What is the cloud? I'm going to start with the fundamentals of what this is about. And it goes back to the millwrights of old, back centuries ago. Did you know that every company back then, like a factory, had to have their own electrical power systems? There was no utility you could plug into and get your power from. And all those big wheels that you see by the streams that just look so cool, well, they used to actually run water through those to produce their own electricity. And millwrights are people that would go in and be able to run the electricity throughout the mills to actually get everything running. So every single company had their own power systems. Ridiculous, really. They used to get very expensive. It wasn't until much later that they actually started having a power utility. Now, cloud computing, it actually is the new electrical utility. Google and Rackspace, Amazon, and a few others have truly massive data centers. Recently, Google built a data center in some forest in the U.S. They ordered 40,000 computers to go in just a corner, a small corner of that data center. The cloud is going to become, is huge, and going to become bigger. 4 years ago, when I was first introduced to the cloud, I was in Connecticut, working for a company that hosted services for various companies around the U.S. Now, all that company did, all they wanted to do was have an expandable amount of disk space. They didn't want to buy hard drives and stuff, which at the time was expensive, and they didn't know how to calculate what they would need. But if they put it in this cloud, it could expand to whatever they needed. So someone like Google or at the time Amazon had this massive infrastructure throughout the world. So if we put on hundreds or thousands of gigabytes onto that system, on the Amazon system, it didn't matter to them. All they were going to do is charge us a little bit for each bit of disk space. Right? And the company could grow it as much as they want, just by paying for the amount of usage that they have. Okay? Now today, as things have evolved, and how fast things evolve these days, 4 years, a lot of things happen. Not even 5 yet. Anything really stored or processed on the internet is really called being in the cloud. And it actually is. It is true. Wikipedia says that cloud computing is web-based processing whereby shared resources, software, and information are provided to computers and devices on demand over the internet. Okay? Now this is important here because here's what it says is that it's web-based, right? So it's on the internet, and it's shared resources, software, and information, and provided to computers or any device. Okay? That can be this PC over here, your home computer. It can be this iPad. It can be my BlackBerry. Okay? Information that's on the cloud is available to all of these devices easily. Why is it important? Well, we all know that it used to be that knowledge was power. That was true for a long time until we entered what? The information age. Thank you, Brian. It's been now replaced with information is power. And where is the most powerful information? It is on the cloud. Some people create dozens of documents and store hundreds of tidbits of data per day. And I am guilty of that same thing. Many of us need to do it for our jobs. We have complex jobs these days. To keep, and to keep information clutter out of your head. 2 books are recommended. This one is recommended, and another one called Getting Things Done that was New York Times best book of the year just about, I can't remember, 5 years ago I think it was. It said, if you want to get your mind working better, take the clutter out of your mind and put it down somewhere. Don't have to think of, so you don't stress yourself for all the things you've got to remember. Where's this? Where's that? Get it out of your head, remember it, organize it, have your to-do lists, have your contacts, have it all readily handy, but not in here. My biggest issue, where to store all my data. How to organize it in this new Google era. What if you could take all your data and programs and place it in, and put it in one place where you could access it from anywhere? Again, like I said, from large devices, medium, small, whatever the case might be. Hopefully on a wristwatch, one of these days plugged into a chip in my head if I'm lucky. You would never have to worry about it. Now, is it only for the enterprise? Is it only for these companies or the millwrights? Is it? It's not. I manage projects through the cloud where other people around the world can actually share the information that I'm doing. People around the world have resources that are working with or for me, clients, people who are testing, and so on and so forth. They can all access it. You can keep personal information, you can keep contact information, email, documents on Google Docs, or Microsoft has put their Office, by the way, on the internet. You can store your documents and create them and edit them, Microsoft Word documents and Excel and PowerPoint, right on the net. Okay? You don't even need to have it on your computer anymore, Microsoft Office. Forget that. You can share stuff. You can share photos. You can share your thoughts. This is where things like blogs and such comes in. This presentation, as a matter of fact, was actually done using Google Docs. I'm going to get out of here just for a second now. You see where I'm running this from? I'm not running it from any PC or computer. I'm running it from docs.google.com. That's where I created it. That's where I'm showing it from right now. Never touched my computer. And that's it. Why do I need to have all that stuff on my computer? That exists there and is going to be there for a long time. And I'm not going to lose it. 10 years from now, I want to go back and look for my Toastmaster speech that I did some time ago. There it is right there. I don't know how many computers are going to crash in the meantime. I get one crashing every 6 months. Of course, I've got too many computers too, though. You're likely already using it for webmail, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Webmail was one of the first consumer cloud applications. But just think about it. You didn't put an application on you didn't install anything for webmail, did you? You don't store your data, you don't back it up, you don't have to worry about it. It's there, it's just on the cloud. Right? It's out there. And that's what's powerful about it. You didn't even know it. But you don't know, it doesn't matter which computer you go to, does it? You can use my computer here, hit the internet, you can go on, you can get your email and check your email. Isn't that beautiful? Now you can do it with many more things that are just as convenient and just as important as webmail. Your to-do list, your contacts. All of my contacts that I've been collecting over the years are all online. All of my bookmarks, for example. Everyone has their little bookmarks, add to favorites inside of Internet Explorer. Forget it. Store it in the cloud. No matter which computer you go to, your favorites are always there. How can you take advantage of it? Expand your use of it. Expand your use of it. Evernote is an absolutely incredible application. Evernote allows me to store all my notes and all my documents. And I can handwrite stuff, I can jot things down, I can upload PDFs, doesn't matter what. Evernote will keep it all in one spot, and I can access that information no matter what device I'm using. I can have it on an Android phone, I can have it on my BlackBerry, I use it on my iPad all the time. If I'm at a meeting these days, I don't take paper. I take my iPad here, write my notes down with my handy-dandy digital pen, and it gets stored automatically on Evernote, and it's available forever, wherever I want to access it from. If I have to be in a taxi after a meeting, I need to go back to check the minutes, whip out my BlackBerry, and I'm good to go. It's powerful stuff. What I recommend, you don't have to go and do a course. You haven't got to get a PhD in computer science to be able to do this stuff. It's as simple as webmail. All I recommend is that you give it a try. Play with it, expand yourself just a little. And you'll find it's easy, powerful, and you will get a lot from it. There's very few other things that you can do that you're going to get a bigger return on your buck, or in this case your time. Because it doesn't cost anything. Very rarely does it cost anything. And can you trust it up there? You can trust it up there. You really can. Except for in the U.S. where post 9/11, the U.S. can actually, any server on their soil, they can actually get in there, but they're not looking for your bank account numbers, right? Unless you're planning on joining up with Osama, you're good. Oops, where'd this guy come from? Now, 3 books. For further reading, highly recommend getting organized in Google in the Google era. Although I can't say that's probably the least of those 3 of my favorites. I don't like his style of writing, even though he was a CTO of Google for many years. The Big Switch is absolutely great for explaining in a very entertaining and not a long book what the cloud's all about. Very entertaining, wonderfully written. One of the best technical books I've read in a long time. And getting things done. That's the art of stress-free productivity. Getting things out of your head somewhere else. To conclude, life as we know it is heading towards a cloud-based world. Get used to it. Get into it. And get the advantages from it. Now, Chair.